Old school. It never gets bad. It's always a good thing. Always good. You go, you ask your school, your college, your faculties, not faculties, your facilities janitor, right? You go to janitors. And I've noticed the custodial staff or maintenance people, they're usually old. They're older than you. They're way older. And they will all tell you, almost all of them are going to say, old school is the way to go. There's no better way. And a lot of you are probably like, yeah, but everything's already fucked. But let me tell you this. We need to speak up. Do you guys see all these signs in the hallway? There's signs that say pronouns. And then it says, things like, check your privilege, check this. Wait, let me pull up the sign and let me discuss what I see in the hallway. So before they really hit you, they tell you what it is. They tell you what is a gender pronoun. The pronouns and gender pronouns refer specifically to people that are being talked about. The, she, they, them, whatever the fuck. So it explains what pronouns are. But then it talks about the personal gender pronoun. Not only does it talk about what pronouns are, it also wants you to follow the general ones. So there's personal and there's general, which is incredible. They have PGP. They literally put an acronym for this thing. It's incredible what they do. They really mindfuck you. When you walk through the hallway, you know how you see those abstract arts maybe behind glass and all that stuff? It's made to confuse you. It's made for you to be like, whoa, how is this thing infinitely looping or whatever? This is what it is. This is a mindfuck right here. And then it says, why does it matter? And then it explains to you, it gives you a bullshit reason. Just like Biden, he would be like, hey, so this inflation in the US, damn, I sound nasal, but this inflation in the US is just fine. In fact, it's making the dollar better because, you know, the prices are going up, therefore the quality goes up. That's what Biden says. But you know that's bullshit. Quality is the same, the prices are just going up. Pay prices, not really. Same thing here. They give you some bullshit reasons. Or reasons why they censor things. Misinformation. Misinformation is a very popular idea. Very popular idea of a piece of excuse. You know, it's a piece of excuse they use. Misinformation. So now it says, how do I know? You cannot always assume someone's pronouns. Asking correctly someone's pronouns. One of the most basic ways you should respect. So now it starts making you feel a little guilty with this part where it says, how do I know? It makes you feel a little guilty right there. It's just trying to make you feel like, man, I'm not wise. I don't know if this is a boy or a girl, even though you see somebody with a fucking skirt. You see like an actual XX girl just walking through the hallway, right? She has like a skirt on. It's making you feel so insecure about this that you're going to be afraid to approach her, maybe even hit on her. Because what if it's a guy? So they're making you insecure with this part. And now they say, check your privilege. Now this is the part where they oppress the white man. This is where they oppress the white people, the white straight men. Privilege. Privilege. Whenever you hear the word privilege come out of a liberal's mouth, they're talking to you, white males. Straight males, especially. They're talking to you. Or just in general, white people. So privilege is a I can't even say. I was gonna say black supremacist, but that's not black supremacist. This is more like liberal supremacist, liberal supremacy type of term. It's like saying the N-word or whatever, but except they're trying to create a word for the white people. I don't know what word they're gonna create in the future, but privilege is made to oppress the whites. That's all I know. If you have the privilege or not being misgendered because how people. So basically, they're saying if you're normal, then you got privilege, which is some bullshit. Yeah. So basically, this right here, it just talks about. Yeah, they even put like a black person over there as a picture, and then they put the word privilege. Oh, they even give them like a fucking red carrying glasses type shit. Yeah, so it's definitely talking about white people, because what's opposite of black? White. So they're shit talking white people. Or maybe a normal black man that is straight and doesn't like this shit, he's also technically privileged because... Actually, no, he is privileged, because if he does make a mistake with a pronoun, a black man in glasses, he can get away with that. A white straight male, Oh man, you're gonna get fucking eaten for that. Man. Alright. Let's see, procedure. Respect. Okay, now look at the last one. If I mess up, it's okay. You all make mistakes. Just remember ACE. Apologize, correct, and educate yourself and others. Okay, so this is a pyramid scheme here, I see. So what they're saying is you gotta apologize. You gotta be the beta male or the beta female, right? You gotta apologize for nothing. And then you gotta correct your behavior, which is conform. Or how do you pronounce, what's the word for this? Yeah, I have bad vocabulary. You conform to their rules, right? You submit to their rules. That's what it means when you correct yourself. And then you educate yourself on others. Pyramid scheme. You tell others all about this shit. So it spreads like a disease. Like a fucking disease. So just so it spreads. Alright, so the summary is, they tell you what it is, they tell you the propaganda, then they confuse you a little bit, and then they give you a reason why you should follow this propaganda, and then they make you feel a little insecure about it, and then they make you feel even more insecure by calling you privileged, and then they, at the very end, tell you how to be a good boy, girl. Now you see those shits in the hallway, right? You can't rip them off. This is not the 90s, okay? This is not the 80s. You can't just rip this shit off or graffiti it, because there's cameras all over the place. You'll get expelled for a hate crime. Incredible, right? Isn't this fucking incredible? So what do you do? What do you do? Well, there's not much you could do, unfortunately. But you definitely don't put your cock between your legs, just tuck it in. You don't do that. So the best thing is, when you have those extra classes, you know, like a class you gotta take, like a diversity class or something, you gotta have a mind of your own. You gotta disagree with them. You can't just agree with them all the time. You gotta disagree with them, right? You gotta openly disagree with them. No matter how bad, you'll get ridiculed for it. If everybody does this, if every normal person does this, I'm not talking to you white people. I'm not talking to just white people. I'm talking to everyone. I'm talking to you black people, to you Spanish people. All of you are normal. Most of you are normal. Most of you black people, most of you, every type of person is normal. And I'm pretty sure nobody likes this shit. Nobody likes this shit. Black people, you're always praised, but a lot of you are probably annoyed. You're like, why do they keep talking about me? Why do they keep talking about my ancestry of slavery? Why are they talking about me? Like, I'm tired of this shit. Let me learn something. You know, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you black people that feel this way, that feel annoyed. Because I'll feel annoyed if I was a victim of history. And technically I was, because half of my family was technically in the Holocaust. I'm not complaining about this, right? I'm not complaining about this. And the Holocaust, am I a Jew? Partially, but I'm mostly Slavic. And half of my relatives have died in the war. Half of my other relatives have died in the Holocaust with the Jews. Not good. And I'm not complaining. I don't act as if the world owes me. And most people that are so-called minorities, I don't think they're minorities. I just think they're people. They're Americans, okay? They're fucking Americans. People like me. You just have a different skin tone. Maybe a bit of different genes that protect you from certain things. But what the fuck? We're all the same still. I highly believe that we're just different breeds, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like in the Soviet Union, people were different breeds too. There's people with like the Asian eyes. There's people that are slightly darker, like Middle Eastern, and everybody got along just fine. Like what is this? We could get along too. That makes no sense. But, you know, the government, they gotta divide us. They really gotta divide us. But anyway, I'm pretty sure most of you are normal enough to stop listening to your parents that tell you keep quiet and just pass college. You know, you keeping quiet, you're gonna destroy the society, right? You know, you normal people are going to be partially responsible for this shit. If you protest, if you go against these classes, if you keep disagreeing with these people, eventually, they're gonna start fighting back. They're gonna start trying to take more of your rights. And then there's going to be an outbreak of protest from the other quiet, normal people. We're gonna overthrow this terrible semen demon. That's what I like to call it, because it's gay as shit.